Hey guys, so you probably heard of the YouTuber Riley J. Dennis on YouTube. You know, Riley J. Dennis, the same one who said that if you're not attracted to transgender people or if you won't have sex with them, then you're a transphobe and a bigoted person who hates transgender people. Yeah, that one. It seems like she is going back to the well with this video, which she has done this video before. Basically, this exact same video where she's trying to say that Islam is perfectly fine with gay people and transgender people and stuff like that. She already did it once, and now it seems like she's doing it again. I don't know who she thinks she's convincing this time around, but anyways, though, she's going back to the well with this, and she's saying, one of the things that she said is that she knows people who are Muslim, that have been very supportive of her, that have been very kind to her and everything. But here's the thing, Riley. Those Muslims have assimilated to Western culture and hold pretty much Western values, if I had to guess. Okay? But if you look at Muslims in Islamic countries, like in countries in the Middle East and other countries, or even some more conservative Muslims here, who may not necessarily disagree with the actions of Muslims in Islamic countries, they may not carry out those actions themselves, but they may still kind of agree with them. I mean, if even with those Muslims, okay, you might find that they're not very supportive of you, Riley. Okay, and if you go to an Islamic country, you will be treated like shit, possibly even killed. Okay, you try to, I mean, you quote people who say that that gay people are killed in Islamic countries, that transgender people will be killed in Muslim countries, that you would be killed in Islamic countries, and you try to write it off as just as a nonsensical point. But it's not a nonsensical point. It's the truth. Okay, is LGBT people in Islamic countries are treated like shit, are killed for being gay, for being trans, okay? Women are treated like second-class citizens. I don't understand why feminists never speak up about how the way women are treated in Islamic countries. They're so hung up about the fact how women are supposedly treated so badly in the U.S. and other more westernized countries, but yet I rarely ever hear them talk about how women are treated and like in third world countries like the Middle East and stuff like that, and Somalia, countries like that, so, and I don't understand how you can criticize you can't criticize Islam, but you can criticize Christianity all day long. But if you criticize Islam, then you're Islamophobic. Okay, Islam is a religion. It's just like Islam, like Christianity, like Catholicism, like Mormonism, like Buddhism, like any other religion, it's also a religion. And quit saying that it's racist to not care for Islam, because Islam is not a race, it's a religion, and it's a choice to follow that religion, to take up that religion. So I don't know why people have taken this idea that it's racist. Maybe because from countries it is a lot of more like brown skinned people, but people, I can guarantee you, people don't have or at least most people don't have a problem with the color of their skin. They have a problem with the religion. Okay, now, of course, I'm not talking about all Muslims, because you try to make it a point that people who criticize Islam are talking about all Muslims, and of course they're not talking about all Muslims. Okay, they're not talking about the Muslims that have come here, that have integrated into the culture, that have assimilated to the Western culture, and aren't extremist or that conservative, that or that extremist in their religion. They've become pretty much moderate Muslims, kind of like how most Christians. Yeah, you've still got some extremist Christians out there, but I mean, but at this point, very far and few between. Okay, you've got most Christians are more moderate, and even with some of the more conservative Christians, I mean, even with them, I mean, it's not really too bad, I mean, sure, you still hear once in a while about how there's some Christian, some wacko Christian or whatever, this spewing out insane ideas and insane actions and everything. But again, I mean, it's very, like I said, very few and far between with that. And then, Riley tries to talk about how there's, transgender Muslims and gay Muslims, and they're just fine. But again, those are probably Muslims that have assimilated to Western culture, whether it be in the U.S. or Canada or any other more westernized country. They've probably assimilated to those cultures and have probably maybe even been brought up in those cultures, and their family is probably okay with that happening and aren't, and are okay with that because they have also assimilated to the Western cultures, okay? So no one's talking about, the Muslims that the more moderate Muslims, no one's talking about those. They're talking about the fact that with, the Islams in Islamic countries and with the more conservative Muslims who, again, they don't really carry out the actions of a lot of the Muslims that are in Islamic countries, but they also don't disagree with those actions either. They probably do agree with those actions, that they just don't carry out those actions themselves. Plus, a lot of the terrorist attacks that you hear about, like the one in Paris and stuff like that, not all of them, but a lot of the terrorist attacks that you hear about are usually associated with Islam. Okay? Now, of course, those attacks aren't representative of all Muslims, of course not, but again, I mean, you see a lot of the extremism coming from Islam. So that's one of the reasons why people have such a problem with Islam. And, the fact in Islamic countries, again, LGBT people, gay people, trans people, and women are treated like shit. I mean, gay people are thrown off buildings, killed, beaten to a pulp, in public atmospheres and in public places legally. It's not a big deal. Just, the gay are just getting beaten for being gay, whatever, yeah, I mean, so, women can't even, I mean, even like, I know this is kind of off topic, but even like with WWE, they did a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, and women had to be accompanied by men, okay? So, I mean, women are still treated like second-class citizens in Islamic countries. Whereas if you look at, I don't know, it's been argued that America, whether it is or isn't a Christian nation or whatever, but, I mean, if you look at, like, Christian nations, I mean, you don't see the same type of extremist things happening. It's in, these same, like I said, these Islamic countries, like in the Middle East and stuff like that, Somalia, places like that. So, again, Riley, people aren't saying that it's all Muslims, that all Muslims are bad. No one's saying that. No one thinks that. It's the extremists and the ones in Islamic countries. So I don't know who you're trying to I don't know who you're trying to convince with this. Again, you did this once. You got owned by several YouTubers, and you got absolutely proven wrong. Of course, you didn't respond to any of them. You didn't respond to any of them. You didn't offer to debate or have your ideas challenged, because you, quite frankly, if you did that, you would probably crumble. But I guess you're going to the well with this again, and I think you're going to convince just about as many people with it as you did the first time. So, again, this isn't towards all Muslims. I know I'm repeating myself. This isn't towards all Muslims. No one is making that argument. No one is saying that. No one thinks that. But yeah, I'm not going to go over it again. But that's pretty much my thoughts on this second attempt at Riley trying to present this idea that Islam is gay friendly and transgender friendly and stuff, just LGBT friendly in general, when it's really not. The only ones who are LGBT friendly are, again, Muslims who have moved to America or Canada or the UK, whatever, and have assimilated to Western cultures, Western ideas and everything. Or yeah, they've assimilated to Western culture, But yeah, and did you ever think that maybe they left those Islamic countries because they were tired of the extremism? They were tired of what was happening there? You ever think about that, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. So, peace, and have a good day.